Ryan Place here with Lake Life Realty on Wednesday morning. So happy Spirit Week. This is Wednesday, so today you all are going to be doing a local business review. So anybody who hasn't done that now, definitely do that. And also too, if you want to tag a photo of yourself in the business as well, that would be great. So definitely comment and post on that section of our page. So, after talking on my first live video, I was telling everybody how I'm going to be talking about like tutorials, going to go over some things like photographic techniques. So today I'm actually going to go over something that is going to be pretty interesting, I think, for some people, mainly hobbyists and like some photographers that want to branch out, and or even businesses that want to use this for business related needs. So I'm going to talk about how to get a drone pilot's license. So that's one of the big things that I do here at Lake Life is I take all the drone photos, the drone videos of all the properties, and I use that, even the drone, for other things when we do like interviews of local businesses. So I'll catch some cool photos and I'll catch some video from like a different perspective, and it's really cool. Like it makes a world of a difference when you're adding those into your video. It's just a different angle that you normally wouldn't see. So yeah, I have had my drone pilot's license. So this is it right here. This is distributed by the FAA, and to take drone photos and video, you actually do need a drone pilot's license. So this is under the Part 107 of the FAA, and that's a section that you have to do like a test to fly drones commercially. So if you're like a hobbyist, if you're like, if your son or daughter wants to fly drones as like a little hobby, you don't currently need a license to fly those. But if you are using it for business related purposes, or if you're using it commercially, you will need this drone pilot's license, because if someone were to catch you, and you can get in quite a lot of trouble actually. So I'm going to talk briefly about how you can obtain this license. So it's gotten a little bit easier now, for the most part. Actually, it's gotten easier for people to recertify, so that's kind of cool. I'll talk about that in a second. So what is it that you have to do? So, sorry, just thinking. And what you'll have to do is you'll have to do a little bit of research. There's a bunch of different websites that you can go on. They're just training courses that will go over what's needed to take the drone pilot's exam. I took one. It is a course that had probably about 50 like short videos that were like between like a minute long and 5 minutes long. I actually can't remember the name of the I think it was just UAS Drone Pilot School. It was something like that. But there's a bunch of websites out there. Definitely recommend, because there's actually, surprisingly, there's a lot you have to learn to be able to fly drones commercially. Not necessarily all the knowledge you're going to be using all the time. A lot of it's like when you're out flying, once you do get it, it's a lot of common sense. But to actually obtain the license, you'll have to study quite a lot. There's things that you'll need to know. There's things called METAR reports. You'll have to be able to read a chart that people in aviation use. You'll have to know different classes of airspace. So there's about, I think, 6 going from A to class G airspace, and it's just basically like, so you have your class A airspace, that's a place like a Manchester or a Boston Logan Airport, and basically you just need to know, like, when you're reading these different charts, you need to know there's different colors for based on what airspace that's in, and each airspace will have limitations on where you can fly around it, how high you can fly. So it's really important to know those things. A lot of times after you get the license, there's a lot of apps that'll tell you, especially with the DJI when you're using like the drone I have, it tells you what airspace you're in and what maximum altitude you can fly in. So it's doing a lot of the work for you, but you still need to know a lot of this. I would say it was pretty intensive. You have to take a decent amount of your free time to learn a lot of this. And I don't know with COVID if you still have to go in. So for my first exam to get my initial drone pilot's license, I had to go to a test center. You can look on FAA's website, probably has a link where you can search different testing centers. I know for New Hampshire anyway, there is one up here in the Lakes region somewhere. I'm not sure. I took mine at Manchester Airport down in southern New Hampshire. And then also a thing to remember is when you do take the exam, it's probably, I think it's about $150 to go take the exam. You do need to, I think, have a passing grade of either a 75 or an 80. So it is pretty intensive. It takes about probably a little over an hour to take the exam. And if you get that, you pass, you get your license, which is great. So one thing that's changed, so before, once you got your drone pilot's license, it was good for 24 months. So after, actually, coming this December, my drone pilot's license will expire. So that doesn't mean I need to get like a new physical copy of this. This will always, I never will need to get a new one of these. But what it is it's not valid after 24 calendar months. So what I do normally I'd have to do is have to go back to the test center, take the test all over again. I know for a while they were making it so people who were taking the recurring test could take it online. But the newest thing that's super helpful is they are no longer requiring people who already have this drone license to take an exam. All you have to do, there is a link on FAA's website. You basically take like this training course that's like a refresher, and once you go over the training course, you say that you're done, you're good, you do not have to take a test anymore, which is so nice. You're saving another $150 every single time that you don't want to take this, which is super helpful. I am super excited, and I think it's probably because of COVID that they started doing this. I'm not honestly positive, but either way, it's super helpful because I did not want to have to go take a whole day, go down to Manchester and retake that test, or I didn't really want to have to study it all over again because there's a lot of information that it's pretty intensive. I did not want to have to study for that all over again when some of the information you don't really use anymore. But for the first time, it's good to know. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. I know, so once you do take the exam, once you get a drone, you will actually have to register your drone with the FAA on their website. If your drone is over, I want to say, if your drone weighs over like a pound or a couple pounds, there's a decent amount of drones. There's actually the DJI Mavic Mini. That drone, actually, you do not have to register with the FAA because it weighs under a certain amount. If it weighs over that amount, you do have to register. And then actually something interesting is you do not, some of the drones that are bigger, like what I have is I have a Mavic Air 2. That drone, I cannot fly that drone in another country. So if like I wanted to go to Canada, I would not be able to bring it because I can only register my drone in one country at a time. So I can deregister it here in the US, but I would have to register in the new country that I'm going to. So it makes it easier for those smaller drones like the Mavic Air. If you want to go on vacation to Europe or something and bring your drone with you, you can only bring that one. So helpful hint for especially these summer months if you're like, or anybody who's going on vacation that wants to think about if they have a drone, bringing their drone to kind of get some cool photos or video. That's just something to remember. But yeah, I think that's about all I have for today. Maybe I think next time I'm gonna go over some maybe photography tips. But I hope you guys have a great Wednesday, and don't forget to post on our page on business review. All right, awesome. See you guys.